So with our current project, we've been using standard database source script objects as the tables and views that we can use. But in QVScriptor, we also have a library of other standard script objects that are available. So ones that will be similar is the ODDB and ODBC script. If you haven't defined a connection, you can also drag in either one of these objects, define the connection, and then be able to drag in the tables that you want. We have an ETL script, so as you saw in employees, but this is where we can start from scratch. We'll go through that just now. We have the Excel script, which you'll go look for an Excel file and then choose obviously embedded headers, things like that. What do you want to exclude? And I mean to also remember every single one of these is wizard driven, like I've mentioned earlier. We have the ClickView script. So this is your own custom ClickView script that will open up ClickView, where you can define the script and then bring back that result into QVScriptor. We've got the inline, so standard ClickView inline script, a resident load, where we can load from a previously loaded table in Scriptor, QVD, QVX. So if you haven't defined a QVD folder, or you have one single QVD or QVX lying somewhere, you can drag them in. Delimited files like your CSVs, pipe delimiters, those sorts of things, and then your auto generates, a lot used for calendars and that. But in this video, we're going to use the ETL, the ClickView script, the inline, and the resident load. So let's start with the inline script. So with the inline script, I'll just drag that in. It will then pop up with a wizard of what do you want to give the process name. So I'm going to call this title of courtesy, and I'm going to give the table label the exact same name. Now, same with the ClickView inline load function that there is, where you can actually get a grid and define and that. We have that same where you can add the columns and add the rows and that, but this can obviously become quite tedious and daunting at times. So we added a function where you can actually input what you want in a column and row based format and paste that from Excel. So I have a little Excel document that I've already written some code in there. And as you can see, just standard headings there, and then with the contents of what I want. So I can go ahead and I can highlight that, right click, say copy, go back to Scriptor, and then say paste from Excel. And as you see, it'll take exactly that, what I now wrote in Excel, and paste it into here. I can say next. And I'll see my ClickView script, what it's going to look like, and then say next and finished. And there you go. There is our new inline table that we've created. But what I didn't demonstrate to you earlier, so now I've made a mistake where I want title of courtesy to link to my employee's title of courtesy. But I've now spelled the two fields completely different, so they don't auto join together. So what you can do is you click the connector button, where your symbol will change, highlight on top of title of courtesy, click and drag to your other field, and there you'll see now that it's joined the two fields together and renamed it to title of courtesy for me. And they are now connected. Afterwards, we're going to do a resident load. So we want to create a separate table that counts the amount of orders by customer ID that we have in the system. So we're going to resident from the order details table or the orders table. Let's do the orders table. And so resident load. What is the script name going to be? I'm just going to call this NB orders and give that the same name for each one of these. Choose what's your source table. So in this case, it's my orders table. Say next. So I'll see all the fields available in orders, but all I want is actually customer ID and then my new expression that I'm going to create. So I can go ahead and unselect everything else. And then go and append a new expression here. So go edit my expression. So in my expression, I want to count the distinct order IDs, as I want to get the distinct amount of orders per customer. So I can say OK. And I'm just going to call this NB orders as my alias. And remember now, because we want to get the distinct and we're using a count and aggregation function, so I need to include a group by. And my group by field in this case is going to be the customer ID. I can say next. And there we go, we've got load customer ID, count the order IDs, and then group by customer ID. Say next and say finish. And there is our new resident table. Moving along, so now we're going to add a QVScript. So this example, I'm going to add a QVScript, but then show another way that we can add that exact same script as well, as it is a script that I use over and over again. So we drag in the QVScript. What is the instruction? So this is calendar. Say next. And what is my script? So I'm going to go ahead and paste in some script that I have already created. And as you can see, this is a standard calendar script here where I've got a min and a max, and then I've got let today and sort of thing, auto-generating the calendar and then residenting from that to create a final calendar. So in order to confirm that this works, we say edit in QlikView. And the QlikView expression edit or script editor opens up, and there's our QVS tab. You can see that there doesn't seem to be any errors. I can reload this, and everything was successful. Click OK. It will then go validate that script in QlikView, and then bring you back a dialog box that says, do you want to save the script modifications? So we say yes, and then say finish, and there is our new script object, our calendar. Okay, so as you can see, this is a script that I would use multiple times over and over in different QlikView applications. So if you find yourself with a script that you're going to use over and over again, instead of keeping a copy of it somewhere and then copy pasting a QlikView script, that we can create a snippet. And what we're going to do then is now use the snippet instead of this QlikView script that we just created. So I'm going to delete this from the schema, and I'm going to delete the script completely. So to add a snippet, we're going to drag in the ETL script. Okay, as you can see, we got a blank instruction page here. So at the bottom underneath our library tab, script object library, we have a snippet library. And we have 3 defined basic snippets here. And one of them is a calendar. And these ones you can obviously build on, add your own, share, and that sort of thing. So drag in the calendar snippet. And what you'll get is a window where you can define the name and what's your starting date for the calendar. And I know the data starts in 1996, so I'm going to change 1990 to 96. Say insert. There's our code nicely written out for us with every function and sort of exactly the same as that QlikView script that we just used, with the residence, the auto-generate, the drop table commands. And to bear in mind, all these ETL functions can be found under the ETL tab here, where then you can, obviously the same as all the other QlikView functions, hover on top of, get a description, and drag and drop them in here. So we're going to go ahead and say OK. And once again, there is our calendar object. So from there, again, I've got calendar date here, but I have order date over here. So I'm going to go ahead and connect those two together. I'm going to click on connector, calendar date with order date, and there we go. As you can see, very handy, useful script object library here with every possibility that you can use within QlikView, and all wizard driven and simple to use as well, which is the nice or the biggest purpose of creating that. So and we can move on to the next video.